Thank you for taking the time to join us today as we discuss the Internet of Things and how it can be used in our daily lives. Ms. Deepika Komal, Assistant Professor, Dashmesh Khalsa College, Zirakpur, is the speaker for today. She will discuss the Internet of Things, including its features, uses, and applications. We'll provide a link in the chat box at the end of the session for the e-certificate. So stay tuned for that and to learn more about IoT technologies. Now I invite Principal Madam to say a few words. Principal Madam, please.
Thank you, Beta, and good afternoon, everyone. So, all of you are welcomed in this one day seminar, which is going to be organized by our PG Department of Computer Sciences. And I welcome Madam Deepika, who is Assistant Professor in Dashmesh Khalsa College, Zirakpur, for sharing her perceptions on the topic Internet of Things and its application. Welcome, ma'am, and thank you for accepting the invitation. And I think it will be a great advantage for the faculty as well as for the students while sharing this burning topic of these days. And welcome you, ma'am. And I congratulate the HOD of Computer Science Department, Sardar Manjeet Singh ji, for organizing such a good seminar on a burning topic. And thank you to all the computer department teachers. Thank you very much and welcome Deepika ma'am once again. Thank you. And all the very best for the success of the seminar. Thank you, Vita.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now let's begin with Ms. Deepika Komal's presentation. Deepika Komal, ma'am, you can start your
Thank
presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to share my views. Ma'am, please let me know whether my voice is audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are completely audible.
Okay, I hope in next to 30 to 40 minutes, 40 minutes, I would be discussing about IoT basics and its various uses. I'll be sharing my screen and please let me know, ma'am, whether it's visible or not.
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
No, ma'am, I'm sharing. I'm just give me 1 minute.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ma'am, please now confirm me whether it's
Yes,
visible.
yes, yes, ma'am, it's
Okay.
visible.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Firstly, let's start with the definition of the IoT. That what is an IoT? Actually, these days we have been using multiple things concerned with the IoT, but actually, most of us we don't know that we are using the IoT. IoT actually refers to the collective network of connected devices and the technology that facilitate with the help of the mobile able to fulfill the demands of about 50 billion persons at the same time. And like we discussed that internet of things is connecting the multiple devices, multiple persons, multiple users, multiple businesses, multiple networks at any time. This means we can use these things at any time at any location because of their portability. And next is why we actually require the IoT. The main aim of IoT is the creation of smart environments. Like the government started the project called the smart cities. That is actually with the help of the IoT. where we can create the smart environment, smart cities, where everything is connected with the help of the networks, like from the energy to mobility, climate, food, digital society, health applications, all are connected. Like we also saw during the COVID time period that health services can be provided online. We don't need to assess the doctor at the physical location. We can have the prescription through the online services. So during in the near future time, IoT developments will address the highly distributed IoT applications involving the high degree of distribution. Like multiple applications can be controlled with the single system. We have started off with, but still multiple projects are still under the pipeline. I hope my speed is not fast.
No, ma'am, it's okay. It's right.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Multiple devices, scalability, number of devices connected, number of things which can be connected or which are connected. Then is the artificial intelligence that actually plays the important role, because that helps in sensing what actually purpose needs to be performed. uh, like we discussed, the artificial intelligence that actually makes the virtually things smart. Like we can check that if the refrigerator or cabinet can itself detect if they are running out of the milk or any favorite cereal, then order can be itself placed. That can only be possible with the help of AI. Then with the help of connectivity, because various devices need to be connected to each other, for that we require the network system. And for network system to communicate from one location to another, for that connectivity is required. Connectivity can be a smaller or the cheaper sale, because various devices in a small proximity, they will be connected with each other. So IoT helps in the connectivity of the smaller systems as well. Then with the help of the sensors, that is actually the defining instrument which helps in the forming the IoT system. That helps the passive network system to converted into the active system, so can be integration be possible. Then is the active engagement. Active engagement in the sense, we need to connect with the passive engagement of the system, and we need to add on the active content, product and service engagement. Number of devices have been already increased. Like we have included the desktop to the desktop systems, portable systems, mobiles, tablets for the connectivity systems. So much more smaller systems and cheaper and the more powerful systems have been included. Like we can use the Android mobile phone even to control the home lighting system, refrigerator system, then even the even we can control our ceiling fans. We can start and turn off with that with the help of the Android phones only. And next comes the advantages of IoT. Advantages includes the improved customer engagement. In the improved customer engagements, like more number of users can be added. It helps in engaging rich and effective number of audiences to transform the data, so that it can be connected with each other devices. Then is the technology optimization, that helps the same technologies and data to improve the customer experience, and also improve the customer experience and helps in improving the device usage. Then third advantage is the ease of access. Ease of access then helps in the um easily accessible things and commodities which can be easily used with the help of even the mobile systems. Then next comes the reduced waste in the sense because we are connecting and providing the real world information that will lead the effective management of the resources. Like whatever resources we are having, we'll be having like whatever the system, mobile system or the desktop system will be having, that will be effectively used and optimally used. Then last advantage that comes the enhanced data collection helps in the collecting the data from only those sources which will be helpful in analyzing the different locations or the sources which will be required. And for creating the IoT system, we require the hardware and the software, because computer system is involved in creating or designing the IoTs. For that, we require the hardware and the software as well. First of all, we will discussing the hardware. What kind of hardwares are required for the IoT system? For the hardwares, that will include the sensors. Then we'll be having the wearable devices. Then we'll be having the systems like desktop or the tablet systems. First of all, what is the sensor? Sensors are actually, they are the hardware. They consist of energy modules, power management modules, RF modules. RF modules, they are the radio frequency modules, smallest electronic device that is used to transmit or receive the radio signals between the two devices. Then we have the sensing modules, and next we can communicate the RF modules, data communication through the signal processing, Wi-Fi system or Zigbee, Bluetooth or the radio transceiver. Zigbee is actually the standard based wireless technology that is developed to enable the low cost, low power wireless machine to machine or IoT data transmission. And the sensing module that manages through the assorted active or the passive measurement devices. And active management, active measuring devices means for that we require the that we require the
Excuse me, please mute your microphone, please.
active sense mean we require the extra battery systems to provide the signals or transmit the signals. And the passive measurement, we doesn't require any of the active we require the don't require any of the external battery system. And for the passive we require the extra batteries to provide the signals. And next we have the different types of sensors uh, to enable the IoT system. Like alcohol sensor is required to check if the person is drunk or driving, and that is present in the car and detects through the breath of the driver that whether he is drunk or not. Then ultrasonic sensor that provides a digital output that measures the distance of object using the ultrasonic waves. Then we have the gas sensors that is actually used to detect the fire or the smoke. If there's any kind of the fire or a smoke leakage, that immediately detects it. And the gyroscope sensor that measures the speed of the rotation of the monitor, that the orientation of the object. And rain sensor is helpful in conserving the water, and after that it can be used as a sprinklers. And it is actually like a switching device that activates whenever the rainfall comes. Then we have the sense hat which detects the pitch. Then we have the proximity sensor that actually is useful in the smart parking system, where easily one can find out the space. One doesn't need to go through it. While entering the parking system, there will be a notification about the empty parking spaces available. These are the few sensors only, but we have numerous other sensors available which are available for the other kinds of applications which we can be used. Then second type of hardware required is the wearable electronics. From head to toe, we have the IoT based wearable electronics like helmets, glasses, jewelry, collars, watches, wristbands, rings, clothing, backpacks, socks, shoes. These are all actually available with the help of the IoT. These can be connected directly with our mobile phones. We have been already, most of us must be using few of these devices. Then we have the standard devices like the desktop, tablets, and cell phones for actually helping out or providing the connectivity to these devices, to getting the data from out of these devices. So we can connect these devices either using the desktop, tablet systems, or the cell phones. Desktops actually provide the highest level of control over the system, and the tablet, as it is the portable system, so few features of the system can be reassembled as compared to the desktop, and they are portable ones. And cell phones also allow the some essential setting modifications as compared to the desktop and the tablets, and it provides the remote functionality, like we can move along with that thing. Other key devices like the connectivity devices and the network devices are also required, like the routers and the switches, so that the communication is possible, or we can transfer the data from one location to the another. Then next comes the IoT software. As we already discussed that the system always consists of the hardware and the software. Firstly, we discussed the hardware, and next we are going to discuss about the software. Software actually includes the process or the steps required while designing this IoT system. First of all, data need to be collected. That needs to be collected at a single location. This means that the first of all, the sensing is to be done, then measurement, and the data light filtering. That means not all the data needs to be collected, only the filtered data will be collected, so that the security can be provided and aggregation of the data can be possible at the single location. And it also uses the certain protocols and aid to the sensors in connecting with the real time machines, because whenever we get the command, action is to be immediately performed so that the real time is possible. And machine to machine network is also should also be easily available. Then is the device integration, because multiple devices will be accessing the same data. So the software supporting the integration or the dependent relationships of all the devices need to be created at the single location. This manages the various applications, protocols, and the limitations of each device to allow the communication. Third step in this is the real-time analytics. Real-time analytics is the application that takes the data from the various devices and converts into the actions or the clear patterns so that the human being can analyze it. Because ultimately, human being is assessing the data, and he's the tracking the data and he's analyzing the data. So it should be collected at a single location for the human being analyst, and in order to perform the automation related task. And last step is the application and the process extension. In this, the application extends the reach of existing system, and software allows a wider, more effective system. They integrate the predefined devices. This means we'll be having the already defined list for the devices for the specific purpose for which we are using it. Next comes the architecture. IoT system is having actually the four stage IoT solution architecture. Firstly, the sensors are used. Whatever data is detected, sensors detect the request, then it is passed on to the internet gateway where the data acquisition process is performed. Then that data is transferred to the for pre-processing using the edge IoT, and after that IoT data is transferred to the data center for collecting the data, whereas actually the data is stored for the retrieval. And it is a by process, to and fro, means both way process. Sensors will be receiving the data as well as transferring the data. Similarly, in the case of internet gateway, it will be transferring the data and the receiving the data, because the data has to pass through data center from to the sensors. And for that the security is also required. Security is of utmost importance so that no other unauthorized user that access the data. And we'll not be going into the detail of the working of this architecture system, and it will be including all the analog systems as well, not only the computerized system but analog devices will also be included, because like electricity bulbs, like refrigerators, or the our ceiling fans, they are all the analog, they are not the digital ones. We are assessing with the help of IoT technology and converting the passive data into the active one. Next we come with the how we are utilizing it in our daily life. There are numerous applications where we can use IoT. Like we are being using at our home places, like in the TV system, our watch, then refrigerator, washing machines. They all can be controlled with only a mobile system. Then smart infrastructure, like smart homes. This is actually the new term, not really actually a new term. We have been using these. Then security and surveillance can be controlled with the help of IoT. Transportation is controlled with the help of IoT. Our car or our transportation device system is all connected with the help of the network. Then industries can be controlled, retail, healthcare, agriculture, many more applications are there. Then we start with the first one, that is a home, that can be called as a smart home if we are uh, amalgamating it with the help IoT. Like we can use the smart security systems, surveillance systems, alarm systems. Like if there's a smoke, then we can have the sensor which can detect, or which can detect any kind of smell or the gas leakage. Then it can alarm or send the emergency signals to our mobile phones if we are not present at place. Then surveillance system, security system is there, which can control if anyone breaks through the gate. Then alarm systems are there. Then we can have the smart energy monitoring systems for the lightning, thermostat, home appliances like washing machine, refrigerator, dishwashers. Then energy meters, they can be controlled through IoT. Water management systems like motor control, lever control, sprinkler systems, they can all be controlled with the help of IoTs. Uh, there are number of things which we can implant at our home, and they are called as the cool gadgets we'll be using and making our home smart. Then we can have the personal health monitoring systems like blood pressure, diabetes, for measuring the diabetes, or ECG. There are few startups started by the government which can help us make the home smarter. Like for baby or pet monitors, there are startups called the iBaby, PetCube, And for the safety and security, we have Leo, Roost, etc. Then we have the device controllers like iRule, Avian, Bigwag. For health and wealth and wellness are also available, like Bedit. And for home robots, we have Rocket. And for gardening, for providing the irrigation to our plants, actually, we can have the Groove. And for energy and utilities, we can have the Eco Me. There is there, and Tado is there. And for lightning as well, we can have the Plum, Lefx, etc. There are number of startups available. I've just displayed the 67 startups, but there are many more other. Then government is also taking the initiative for including the IoT in the system. Like they are adding the IoT in the defense system for making providing the better services to the defense services. Then smart cities project is already going on. Then creating jobs, uh, that is helping government in creating the jobs for the freshers as well as the experienced persons. Then city planning and control, quick response to emergencies. In case of emergency situations, they are providing the IoT applications. They can easily uh, give the alarm, and services can be provided in the emergency situations, like IoT government applications, city management and planning, job opportunities, national border defense, smart city, fastest responses during emergencies. Water management project is under there, which is actually going on with the help of IoT. Then disaster management control, government e-services. Then next application is the smart parking. Actually, whenever we go to some place, we actually face the problem of parking, because there are number of conveyances, so less number of parking spaces are available. So government has started with the project called the cloud based smart parking project, that is based, like whenever we enter the system, like this, whenever we enter the parking lot, there will be the parking availability will be displayed on the LED monitor, and whichever line will be available where we can park, and the availability spaces will be also displayed. Like here it is displaying that 7 spaces are available in 2F and 15 spaces are available in 3F. So whenever we are going to park a conveyance, will be guided towards that lane only. And there will be the security monitoring of the vehicle, and there will be the chip that will be actually detecting the license number and the conveyance number, and there will be the single entry and the single exit point. And with the help of the cloud based parking system, we can get the information like the parking space, that is availability of the parking space, parking lot availability, and we can also book uh, the parking space before entering, or beforehand we can book our space, so that we don't have to wait for the parking space, or we don't have to look for the parking space. And moreover, actually the VIP persons, actually they don't want to waste their time for looking for the parking spaces every day, and they can utilize that time in their other purposes. Then benefits of this smart parking solutions is that will help in the reduced traffic and the pollution. Then is the real time monitoring of the conveyances will be there, optimized parking, because we will be having the proper allocation of the parking space, and there won't be the mismanaged parking system over there. Then increased revenue, as these parking systems will be charging from the consumers when we are to park, so that will be generating the revenue. Then enhanced services will be there, There will be extra services available which will be required in case of emergency situations. Then next comes the smart irrigation system that is also using the IoT, and that is the project undergoing with the government that helps in the irrigation of the land. Like if we have the irrigation land, ample amount of irrigation land which we need to be irrigated. For that we don't need to go through manually check or physically check that which part of the area or which part of the land needs to be irrigated. We'll be having the sensors that will detect which part of the land need to be irrigated, which need to be watered, so that pump or the part of the land where the sensors are provided, that sensor will actually send the signal to the microcontroller will send the signals to the Wi-Fi system, and through the internet or the through the cloud facility that will be provided the information to the irrigation management, and that will actually allow the water pumps to irrigate the land wherever the irrigation is required or water level needs to be increased. uh, like we have provided here that it controls the remotely process means it can be controlled uh, wherever we are. It can be controlled through the mobile devices. And next comes the smart street light poles. Like government is encouraging the electronic conveyances like electronic cars, electronic bikes, and it is also promoting the electronic pillars for those light poles. And in that light pole there will be the sensor, it will be having the street light, it will be having the multimedia broadcasting facility, and there will be the charging point for charging the conveyance. And with the one click alarm, there will be always there, and in case of emergency situations are there. And there will be the IP camera because it is a smart street light pole that will be connected with the our 5G network system. And next comes the automated street lights. Automated street lights actually help us through our night system. Manually they are turned off or turned on with the help of the switches. Till now this process is going on. At several locations they have implanted the solar system so they can be turned on. But in India we actually find out at multiple locations that during the daytime the street lights are on. That actually wastes the system, wastes the resources. So that can be beneficial if we use the automated street lights with the help of IoT. And that is actually possible whenever the daylights go off or whenever there is a sunset, the street lights will turn on automatically. So manually, we don't have to turn on the street lights. That will help in conserving the energy system. And next, utmost application we have been using is the healthcare system. During our COVID time period, we were not allowed to move out. Even the government provided us the links or the numbers where we can connect with the doctors if we face any kind of issue, health issue. We can connect through the mobile or online with our doctors and concern our health issues, and we can online communicate with them, and they can provide us the basic whatever kind of treatments they can provide us. There are IoT based patient monitoring and medical equipment monitoring. And with the help of IoT, healthcare professionals can keep in touch with the patients anywhere and anytime. If the patients forget about their treatment schedules, the healthcare professionals can remind them. And it is only possible with the help of IoT. We can use the reminders, but healthcare professionals can be only connected with us with the help of IoT. And main advantages of IoT in healthcare is the lower expenses. We don't have to physically visit the doctor or the hospital. Better treatment results, though in some situations we need to visit the hospital or the healthcare professionals, but in the not the only the acute symptoms we can connect them. Better disease control, we can monitor our disease with the help of automated devices like BP can be measured by us, then sugar level can be measured by us only at our place only. We don't need to visit the hospital or the healthcare or the any physician for that. We can track our those records. Fewer mistakes because will be using the automated devices, so there will be less chances of having any mistakes in the measurement of the data. Then more trust towards the doctor. We can one to one connect with the help of the internet. Video calls we can use. With the help of the video calls we can connect with the doctor. Then medicines control, we can set the timings, and and the system can remind us about the timing schedules about the medicines. Then better disease control, maintenance of medical devices, that is all under the IoT system. And another example of the utilization of IoT in the healthcare is the medical equipment monitoring. Patients do not notice about the difficulty in finding the available equipment that is needed by the patients, but healthcare professionals know the difficulty very well. There are many times that they need to spend in order to find the medical equipment, such as wheelchairs, connected inhalers, many monitoring devices like heart rate monitoring device, glucose monitoring, then mood monitoring devices are there. The healthcare professionals will be able to know the availability, and uh, they will be knowing about the location where to find that equipment, and they can help the patients to get that device or that equipment from that, and they don't have to wait for that equipment. And some of the examples of the utilization of the IoT is like we can have the security system so that our healthcare system can be insured. Like if we want to connect with our doctor online, we can have the patient environment, we can use the mobile phone, desktop, tablet, and in order to connect our physician online, we need to have the network. We can have the either the Wi-Fi system, or we can have the any other type of connectivity. Then our request will be passed on to the cloud, and the patient's database will be already available with the physician. In between are the patient medical data report that will be generated from the IoT platform using the sensor and the medical data storage, and physician can directly monitor the report of the patient which will be generated on the system, and physician can provide the guided whatever whatever kind of uh, whatever kind of treatment that will be required by the for the patient, and that will be actually analyzed by the physician. There are medical tablets, then IoT gateways there, medical devices are there, physical vital signs like thermometer can be used, for checking the basic temperature. Then we have the smart ambulances, uh, which can be available by only the emergency signals by pressing the SOS. Then medical personnel is there, and that person will be analyzing the report using any kind of the cloud management system like FlexGenet, or any kind of the application will be used. Then electronic health record will be generated with the help of IoT gateway that will be passed on to the medical personnel. Then IoT is also applied in the transportation like rail and mass transit, commercial transportation, transport management system, roads, transportation monitoring system, assess management, then remote area surveillance, automobile, information and entertainment in automobiles, improved safety, operational performance, and inventory management system. They are the few applications, more applications, they are concerned all with the transportation. Like we can also connect with it, like we have the truck that is transporting the data from transporting the goods from one location to another, that can be tracked directly with the help of this IoT application. We can track the commodities, whatever they are present in the truck, and if the all the items are transferred safely or not, that can all be tracked with the help of the IoT system. That is the diagnostic and the prognostic. In vehicle monitor, that whatever the commodities are there, like starter monitor is functioning properly, fuel pump is functioning properly, battery level that can be checked, and that can be all that these all stats can be available on the email or the mobile links or the text data. And the real time notification of the vehicle will be provided on whatever device we are connected. Then besides all these advantages, there are few challenges as well IoT is facing, like weak authorization, because multiple users will be using the system, so authorization can become weak, and proper authentication model will be required to provide the proper security. Data security and privacy concerns through the different networks, insufficient testing and updating IoT devices and applications, as IoT multiple applications are still under the pipeline process. So testing and updating of the IoT devices and applications is being performed. Then weak default passwords. Then risk of botnets. Botnets is actually a software application that can automatically perform activities that human might otherwise do. So the risk of botnets aim at the cryptocurrency, which is actually the hot topic these days. That darknet is actually dealing in the cryptocurrency. So that is actually the main risk in the case of IoT, or the data thefting is there. Then AI based tools and autonomous systems, then unreliable threat detection, untrustworthy communication, malwares and ransomwares, small scale phishing and attacks is there. Then vulnerabilities relating to both physical and digital environments, limited capabilities and storage, data integrity and interoperability, and last one is the go-effacing and the counterfeiting enterprise confidential information. So there should not be any leakage or the any eavesdropping for the confidential information. But apart from these challenges, there are number of advantages we are getting from the IoT. So we are actually shifting and we are using the IoT system. And that's all. That's all for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for an enlightenment.
Welcome, ma'am. I
Thank you,
hope
ma'am.
it was not
Yes,
boring.
ma'am. No, no, it was very interesting. It was an enlightening one. So, thank you, ma'am, for an enlightening and informative presentation. Hearing about the Internet of Things and its applications in our daily lives was fascinating. I believe the knowledge conveyed through your speech must have benefited the participants. We appreciate you taking the time and effort to share this useful information with us. I would like to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to Madam Principal for her unwavering support, guidance, and direction in organizing such events. I'd also like to express my gratitude to all the teaching and non teaching staff members for their cooperation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this webinar and contributing to its success. We appreciate your time with us today. It's been a great pleasure. We have shared the link of the feedback. Kindly fill that link in the chat box to get the certificate. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you.
you, participants. Have a great day ahead. That's all for today.